So far as other features are concerned, the plant body is a sporophyte, and gametophyte is found independently. So gametophyte is independent. Okay, and so we will discuss about the other features about the pteridophytes. So it can be there can be small leaf or it can be bigger leaf. So a small leaf is called microphyll, which is found in Selaginella, and large leaf is found in case of ferns, right, which is called macrophyll, right. So so what happens, the leaf in this pteridophytes bears the spores in a sporangium. So leaf is called sporophyll, right. So so these are the features. The spores can be similar or it can be different. So if it is similar, then it is called homosporous condition. If it is different, then it is called heterosporous condition. So most of the members have homosporous. Ferns are heterosporous. Ferns are homosporous. Then other like just Selaginella, Salvinia, they are heterosporous, right? And spore germinates to form gametophyte, and this gametophyte is actually independent, and in case of fern it is called prothallus. So prothallus is monoecious, right? Monoecious means both the sex organs are present on the same plant body. So we'll first mention all the features, and then we will discuss the life cycle of fern. So write down the features. So first feature is plant body is a sporophyte. It is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. It is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Leaf bears the spores. So leaf is called sporophyll. So leaf is called sporophyll. Spore bearing leaf is called sporophyll. Leaf can be small or big. Then it is called microphyllous. Microphyllous leaf is found in case of Selaginella, or it can be big. It is called macrophyllous. Macrophyllous leaf is found in ferns. So these are the two types of leaf. Now spores can be similar or it can be different. Spores can be similar or it can be different. So if it is similar, then it is called homosporous condition. This is found in case of Dryopteris and Adiantum. Different spores is heterosporous condition. This heterosporous condition is found in case of Silaginella, Salvinia and Marsilia. So there are different types of spores, they are called, and these different types of spores are like, it is called microspore and megaspore. So what are the different spores? One is different spore. It can be microspore. Microspore is smaller, and megaspore is bigger. So microspore forms male gametophyte, and it is called female, it forms female gametophyte. Right? Written? Jैसे there is a leaf, this leaf will contain, जैसे in case of, this is sorus, right? This sorus will contain, this sorus actually is the aggregated sporangium, right? And in this sorus there is a formation of, this is sorus, this is present on the under surface of the leaf, and this sorus contain the sporangium, which will form spore. So sorus contain sporangium, and this sporangium will form spore. Done? So you see, I've just revised. Plant body is sporophyte, right? So sporophyte is a 2N diploid structure. It is differentiated into root, stem and leaf, and the leaf bears the spores. So leaf is called sporophyll. Leaf can be small or big. If it is small, then it is called microphyllous leaf. It is found in Silaginella, and big leaf is found, microphyllous leaf found in ferns. So this is important for exam. spores can be similar or it can be different. So if it is similar, then it is called homosporous condition found in Triopteris sedentum, and heterosporous condition found in, this is important, Selaginella, Salvinia and Marsilia. And different spores are like microspore and megaspore. So microspore forms the male gametophyte, and megaspore forms the female gametophyte, right? So now we'll discuss about other things. Spore germinates, right? When a spore come out, they germinate to form an independent structure called prothallus. And prothallus structure is like this. Here there are this type of structure, there is antheridium. Then there is apical notch here, and then there is archegonium present like this, right? So this structure is having antheridium, and this structure is called archegonium, and this structure is called apical notch, right? So this type of structure, and this structure is called prothallus. So a spore germinates to form this structure, and this, so spore germinates to form prothallus, right? So prothallus is a monoecious structure. Prothallus is monoecious, मतलब antheridia and archegonia, antheridium and archegonium are present on same structure, right? ठीक है? That's why it is called monoecious, and it is independent. It is independent structure. It is not dependent on the sporophyte, right? It is a independent structure. Antheridium is on the lower side, antheridium on the lower side, and archegonium on the upper side. Right? Here, water is required for fertilization. Water is required for fertilization. ठीक है? You understood this, na? This structure is prothallus formed by spore, right? Having antheridium and archegonium. Antheridium on the lower side, archegonium on the upper side. It is monoecious. Matlab both sex organs are present on the same structure. Antheridium, it is independent structure. It is not dependent on the gametophyte, on the sporophyte, right? It is not dependent. In bryophyte, you saw what? Sporophyte was dependent on gametophyte, but here gametophyte is here it is independent structure in case of ferns. So this ये किसमें होता है? Ferns में, right? And the water is required for fertilization. So these are some of the points which are part of this, right? Okay. Achha, there is one more thing about there is embryo formation on the female gametophyte in Selaginella. Which indicates to us seed habit. So this is important in Selaginella. जैसे देखो, there is a male gametophyte in Selaginella is what? Heterosporous. So male gametophyte is separate, female gametophyte is separate. So when that sperms come, right? Male gamete come and they fuse. Though after fusion zygote is formed, and zygote will lead to formation of embryo, and that embryo is formed on the female gametophyte itself. So which is a tendency towards seed habit. In normal angiospermic plant, what happens that there is a formation of zygote and then embryo and then the new plant. So this is an indication towards the seed habit which is found in case of Selaginella. Clear? So it has a feature which is similar to higher plants. Similarity, not exact but similarity, right? Okay. Now one more thing about this one we will discuss is that there are two types of condition: leptosporangiate condition and second one is eusporangiate condition. See, when a single cell forms the sporangium, then it is called leptosporangiate condition. And when a group of cells forms the sporangium, then it is called eusporangiate. तो इसमें ये लिख लो कि when a single cell forms sporangium, example Selaginella, and you in eusporangiate you write that group of cells forms the sporangium. This is found in Bryopteris. This is found in Bryopteris, right? अच्छा, that point you have not mentioned ना, vascular cryptogams वाला point. तो pteridophytes are, तो next point में हम लिखेंगे that pteridophytes are called vascular cryptogams, है ना. Why it is called cryptogam? Cryptogams are non-seed bearing plant, right? There are two type plant, cryptogam, phanerogams. The seed bearing plants are called phanerogram. Non-seed bearing plant is called cryptogams. तो वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज जो होते हैं ना, तो वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज में क्या क्या होते हैं? वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज आर प्रेजेंट. वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज आर प्रेजेंट. वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज में what are the tissues present? Vascular tissues में there is a xylem and phloem, है ना. But xylem lacks the vessel. It lacks vessel. Vessel नहीं होता इसमें. और in case of phloem lacks sieve tube. Sieve tube and companion cell. इसमें sieve tube and companion cells are absent. Sieve cells are present. In fact, sieve cells are present. So it has xylem and phloem. Xylem lacks vessel, phloem lacks sieve tube and companion cell. Sieve cells are present, not sieve tube. Sieve cells are primitive structure. Sieve tube is a developed structure. So like जैसे this is sieve tube and sieve cells are a small structure like this, है ना? So this sieve cell contain nucleus, but sieve tube do not contain nucleus, right? So this is sieve cell. This is sieve tube. So sieve tube is found in higher plants. Understood? This is the structure of sieve tube. But sieve cells are found in primitive plants, right? Okay. So root is adventitious, है ना? Root is adventitious and stem is called rhizome in case of fern, right? So this is description about root, stem, leaf. Leaves, I had given you diagram of leaves are like this, है ना? Containing sorus. There are 4 to 6 sorus. This type of structure. This is leaf, right? Leaf contains sorus. This sorus is actually the structure containing sporangium. Clear, na? Okay, so we discussed about root, stem, leaf, vascular tissue, then about the sporophyll, leaf bearing sporangium, right? And then we discussed microphyllous leaf and macrophyllous leaf, right? Then we also discussed about the homosporous condition and heterosporous condition. If it is homosporous, so if somebody asks you that which one is more common, homosporous is more common compared to heterosporous. This is important from examination point of view. Question has been asked in NEET that which one is heterosporous, which one is homosporous. So this you must remember. And spore, when there are different spores, microspore, megaspore, it will form male gametophyte and female gametophyte, right? And and when only one spore is formed, that will germinate to form prothallus. So prothallus, I told you the diagram, antheridium and archegonium on the same structure, prothallus, and and uh, and it is called monoecious, right? Monoecious, and water is required for fertilization. And in case of Selaginella, there is a formation of embryo on the female gametophyte, which is a tendency towards seed habit. Clear, na? Just say if somebody asks you that in which plant there is a seed habit observed, answer is Selaginella, right? So homosphere, all these things, right? So we discussed about vascular tissue also, and it is first time this vascular tissue developed in this plant. Bryophyte, there was no vascular tissue. In this one, there is a vascular tissue. So these are the general features, right? So now write down about the classification of pteridophytes. Classification of pteridophytes. So pteridophytes have been categorized into different classes. So what are the classes? Psilopsida, then it is Lycopsida, then it is Sphenopsida, and Sphenopsida and Pteropsida. So these are the different classes. So in this one, this is example is Psilota. This one example is Lycopodium, Selaginella. This one example is Equiseta. This one example is Bryopteris. So these are the 4 classes of pteridophytes. So you have to study the life cycle of Bryopteris. This is actually also called fern. This is also called fern. Clear, na? So now we will discuss about the life cycle of fern, Bryopteris. So life cycle of Dryopteris. See, if you see the plant body, plant body is like this, and the roots arising from the lower surface, and stem originates like this, and there are some young leaves which show circinate teixis, and the leaves are present like this on the rachis, right? So this type of structure is there. This structure is root. This is rhizome. This is young leaf. This is rachis. And this is leaf. And as I told you, this leaf actually contain sorus. On the under surface. So this structure is called sporophyll, because this sorus contain sporangium. है ना? Okay. Okay. So start with the root. So root is adventitious. Stem in form of rhizome. Young leaves are coiled, and this is called circinate teixis. Like watch spring, it is coiled, right? Leaves are present on the rachis. On the rachis, right? Leaf bears the sporangium in sorus. There are 4 to 6 sorus. 4 to 6 sorus present on the under surface of leaf. And there is a homosporous condition. There is a homosporous condition. Okay. So, you understood, na? Root is adventitious and there are stem is in form of rhizome. This is rhizome, right? Young leaves are present here. This is coiled. This is called circinate coiling. This is called circinate coiling. This coiling is like a watch spring, right? Now, leaves are present on the rachis and leaf bears sporangium in sorus. So, this structure is sorus and this sorus contain sporangium. And this sporangium actually contain spores. Sporangium mein there is a presence of spore mother cells, right? And they divide to form spores. So, isme you can write that sporangium contain spore mother cell. Which divides to form spore, right? So, spore is a haploid structure, right? Okay. Is it clear this much? Okay. Now you see, if you take a this vertical section of the sorus, then you will find this type of structure, right? So, this actually tissue is a mesophyll tissue, right? This structure is, so this is inducium. The spores actually originate from this structure. This structure is actually called placenta, no? And this is containing sporangium. This sporangium contain spores. This is sporangium. This sporangium contain spores, right? So, and this tissue is called mesophyll tissue. So, if you take a vertical section, like just say there is a sorus, na? So, if this sorus, if you take a vertical section of sorus, if you take a vertical section of sorus, then you will get this structure. So, this is mesophyll tissue, this is placenta, this is spores, sporangium, this is inducium, right? And from the placenta originates this sporangium, from that spores develop, from spore mother cell, right? So, this is vertical section of sorus. Okay. Okay, now you see, to write down about this one, that vertical section of sorus, upper mesophyll tissue, lower part is placenta, from placenta originates the sporangium, right? There are 12 to 36 spore mother cells in the sporangium. Inducium covers the sporangium. Here the sporangium found in case of fern is true inducium. True inducium is found. What is true inducium? True inducium means that when sporangium is covered by the covering originating from base of sorus, then it is called true inducium. There is a false inducium present. False inducium is present in adiantum. Here what happens, that leaf margin covers the sporangium. Jैसे if margin folds and it covers the sporangium, then it is called false. If it is originating from the base, then it is called base of sorus, then it is called true. Clear ना? तो यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं that margin of leaf covers the sporangium. ठीक है? Clear? Okay. जैसे question if comes that where is true inducium found? Diapteris. False inducium in adiantum, right? So it is actually the, I told you, true and false, right? And examples, right? So placenta originates from, the sporangium originates from the placenta, and there are 12 to 36 spore mother cells in the sporangium, right? So this is about the vertical section of sorus. Clear na? Okay. Now when the spores come out, when the spore comes out of a sporangium, then it forms gametophyte. right? And gametophyte is what? It is called prothallus. So if somebody asks you that what is the gametophyte of fern, answer is prothallus, right? And as I just mentioned, that prothallus is a monoecious structure, monoecious structure, and male sex organ. Male sex organ is antheridium, and female sex organ is archegonium. Acha, here antheridium na, antheridium produces multiflagellate sperm. This is important. It produces multiflagellated sperm. Matlab the sperm is there and the flagella is present all over the body. Then it is called multiflagellated sperm, right? And water is required for fertilization. Water is required for fertilization. So after fertilization, what will happen? Zygote is formed. Zygote is formed. And from zygote, embryo is formed. Right. In the meantime, prothallus dies. Prothallus मर जाता है, right? And then zygote is formed, embryo is formed, and then the new plant originates, right? So this is the life cycle of fern. Understood? So spore will form prothallus. Prothallus is androecium gynoecium. Androecium will form multiflagellated sperm, and it will fertilize the ova and then form zygote. Zygote से embryo, embryo से new plant, and prothallus dies. A new plant originates, right? And new plant is sporophyte or gametophyte? Sporophyte. Main plant body is sporophyte. So male gametophyte and female gametophyte are reduced structure, right? Here, है. So you can write this point also, that male gametophyte but here there is only one gametophyte. Male gametophyte and female gametophyte will be formed in heterosporous condition. But in heterosporous condition, like in Selaginella salvinia, the male and female gametophyte will be reduced. Answer is, it is reduced in salvinia. Clear, na? Clear, no? So this was the life cycle of Pteridophytes. Huh? Any doubt? So we discussed about Pteridophyte general feature and life cycle of fern. Now we will discuss economic importance of Pteridophytes. So economic importance of Pteridophytes. What are the economic importance? Leaves are very beautiful in color, right? Sorry, beautiful in shape. So these ferns are grown for ornamental purpose in the homes because they are beautiful leaves present, right? So first thing is about this. Second thing is that there is a fern, aquatic fern called Marsilia. In that one, there is a sporocarp of Marsilia, which is edible. उसको हम खाते हैं, edible, है ना? अच्छा, what are जैसे anti-helminthic drug obtained from rhizome of Pteridopteris. Anti-helminthic drug obtained from rhizome of Pteridopteris. And besides that, equisetum stem is used for scoring utensil. यूटेंसिल को साफ करने के लिए, ठीक है. देन so these are some of the economic importance. So write down first one, food. Sporocarp of Marsilia is used for food. Yeah. Next point लिखो that source of drug anti-helminthic drug is obtained from the rhizome of Pteridopteris. Next point, scouring of utensil. Equisetum stem is used in scouring utensil. And next one is ornamental value. Ornamental value leaves of ferns are beautiful in appearance So they are grown in homes for ornamental value. So these are the four main economic importance of pteridophytes. Written? Clear? Okay. Now write down about vegetative reproduction in pteridophytes by the formation of adventitious bud and fragmentation also. And so fragmentation and adventitious bud formation. Can you write only this one? Write about vegetative reproduction by ये हो गया by in pteridophytes by adventitious bud formation. Adventitious bud formation. Asexual reproduction by spore. Asexual reproduction by spore formation. And sexual reproduction by oogamy. No, oogamy, you know. Oogamy is the male gamete is small, flagellated, and female gamete is bigger. Asexual by spore formation. A spore, you know, a sporangium it is formed, and adventitious bud is formed, right? Through that, also reproduction take place, right? So, so these are the reproduction part in. So these are reproduction in pteridophytes, right? Is it clear? Acha, now you write about some of the common names for different pteridophytes. Some common names. Names of pteridophytes. जैसे Dryopteris is called male shield fern. Male shield fern. Adiantum is called walking fern. Equisetum is called horsetail. Horsetail. It looks like horsetail. Looks like this. This type of structure. This is equisetum. So this looks like horsetail. Acha. Acha. Now there are some water ferns. Water ferns are Salvinia and Marsilia. These two are aquatic fern or water fern, right? They are found in water, right? So why it is called walking fern? Because the bud originates at the leaf tip. So when, suppose this is the leaf, when it touches the ground, the new plant will originate, and that's why it is called walking fern. This is adiantum. Dryopteris male shield form, because it gives appearance of shield-like appearance, that sorus one, that gives shield-like structure. Equisetum looks like this, like a horse tail. And water fern is Salvinia and Marsilia. So these are found in, or you can call this a aquatic fern also, right? Water fern or aquatic fern. Okay. So we discussed about the pteridophytes, the general features, life cycle of fern, economic importance, reproduction, and common. So that finishes pteridophytes. So after the break, we will discuss about gymnosperms. Clear? Thank you.